everyone. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I got a new headset and I'm making sure this works. So let me know if you can hear me. But the other day yesterday I posted some questions of things you would like to know, but to keep it personal and business, or keep it professional. Anyway, here it goes. The first question I'm going to answer is, the question was, I would like to know if you would recommend somebody that's interested in going into real estate to go into real estate. And I would say when I first started, I asked the same question to many other real estate agents, and I'll be honest, I struggled very first when I got into real estate. But as I kept going, it took a couple years to get going, it started to go. And I think it was basically because I changed my attitude toward people and my environment, that I started to become more happy. And so the question is, would I recommend anybody going into real estate? I would say heck yes, go for it. But it's not just in real estate. If you have a passion towards something, I would say go for it. But first I would say study it out, search it out to make sure it's really what you want to do. Research it, and then if you really want to do it, go for it. And that could be any industry out there. If it's in the medical field, real estate, in the business field, whatever you want to do, I would say go for it. Just make sure that you really like it. The next question I was asked was, what is the advantage of using an agent over doing it on your own? This is a really tricky question. Of course, as a real estate agent, I would want to say use a real estate agent, because that's my livelihood. That's what I do as my career, and I enjoy it. But having a real estate agent gives you a few more benefits than doing it on your own. I'll give you an example. Out of the statistics say out of 100 homes, about 20 people will try to sell it on their own, and out of those 20 people, the stats now are approximately 3 to 4 people will actually sell the home on their own out of those 20 people. So you can be one of the lucky ones, which if you are, awesome. Good for you, and keep it going. But the ones that aren't lucky, they usually list it with an agent. And the reason why is, as a real estate agent, we have a lot more experience. We've dealt with many different issues out there on the market. And if we don't know anything, we actually have other real estate agents in our office and our broker that we can ask questions to or talk to. And usually we can get those questions answered. And if we need more advice, then we can keep going till we get the right answer, or a good answer that would help us out. But no two sales are alike. Every sale I've had, there's been different experiences, different things happen, different conversations. So there's no two transactions that are alike. So we do things differently on just about everything. So me, when I start either selling a property or helping somebody buy a property, hey Justin, but when I start doing that, we literally start from scratch and start with a foundation to find out what the people are looking for, or what the client's true intentions are, and start building up on that. And so, and then as a real estate agent, there is tons and tons of paperwork that needs to be done. It could be with just the offer. It could be with dealing with the lender. It could be dealing with any repairs that need to be done. But working with an agent, you're actually, I feel, in a better place because the real estate agent, as me, myself, I make sure that I have my clients back. And I make sure that all of their needs and concerns are dealt with and taken care of, because that's what my fiduciary duty is, or my responsibility is, to make sure that my clients' needs are met, and I do whatever I can, of course, ethically and honestly and morally, that I need to be able to accomplish my client's goal to either buy a home or sell their home. So really, if you know somebody that's looking to buy or sell a home, I would highly recommend, if it's not me, to make sure that they do talk to a real estate agent, because the real estate agent has their needs at heart to be able to help the clients. And that's what we're here for, is to be able to make sure that our clients are taken care of, and the ultimate goal is to make sure the transaction happens. So next question is, there's finances in the family, and then another one that says, how did you pull yourself out of debt and was able to buy a home? Hey, Natasha. These questions kind of go hand in hand, and with these, everybody, oh, thanks Justin for the comment. Everybody always wants to be able to pay things in cash. The hard part with doing things in cash is, one, there was a comment earlier about bad credit. If you pay in cash, then you don't get credit. There's no credit buildup, and things could actually look more negative if you just constantly pay things in cash. So you have to have some type of credit, and if that's a debit card or one credit card or a house or a car, all those help build up your credit. But I'm not the professional in this, so make sure that you know I'm not giving true sound advice for what you need to do. I'm telling you what I've done myself. So to be able to get the true honest opinion, talk to a financial advisor on any finances, because I don't want to get in trouble for leading you on something that I did that worked for me. It may not work for you, so make sure you talk to a professional on that. But what I did to get myself out of debt was I found a program that helped me understand finances, and I actually went to Weber State, and they taught a lot more as well. But with the finances, there's always a debt, and it could be your monthly payment on something, and there may or may not be interest on whatever it is. If it's your electric bill, of course you're not going to have interest. But you have your monthly payment, the interest, the due date, and the balance, the whole balance of the whatever it is. But you need to really look at each item separately to be able to understand how your finances are going to work for you. If you have $1,000 in monthly payments and you're only bringing in $800, of course you're going to be going backwards. My personal feelings would say get a better job, or one that pays higher, or to be able, or get a second job, or there's a lot of different scenarios that could actually help. But if your payments are high on certain things, like on your car, if you have high interest rate, talk to your bank and see if it's possible to refinance your loan to be able to lower your interest rate. That could drop your payment. Right before I bought my home, I did that on my vehicle, and it actually dropped my payment in half, is the interest rate lowered. Well, not quite in half, but almost in half, because the interest rate dropped and I had a lower monthly payment. There's other things that you can do to help. If you have, can you hear me now, Natasha? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Some people can't hear me, so I'll try to talk a little louder. But you have to keep in mind the interest rate will actually depend or determine on how much your payment's going to be. If you have a 15% interest rate, and you have let's say $150 payment, that 15% interest rate is probably going to be most of that payment. That's just an example, not a true figure. But what that means is, say for instance, if you're paying $150 and your interest payment on that $150 is $125, your principal payment's only $25. There's no way you're going to pay that off soon, because 97% of your payment goes to that interest. So what you need to do is somehow talk to the bank or the creditor, see if you can lower that interest rate so you're paying more principal. Or another thing you can do is, if you have that $150 payment and your interest is $125 out of that $150, I would say pay $250, so you're paying an extra $100 on that principal, which will actually lower your balance. And as you start to lower your balance, the interest rate will start to decrease as well. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing is you could actually make your regular payment, make an extra payment a month, which will in turn do the same thing, pull your principal balance down. And that is actually a secret on paying your house off sooner. If you have, say, $1,000 payment and you pay $50 to $100 extra a month, and do that every month regularly, your payment's going to drop. That you're not going to have a 30-year payment anymore. You could have a 23 to 20-year payment. So it'll actually be to your benefit to pay more of the principal off, because when you pay more principal, then you're paying less in interest over time. So another way you can do what I did is, say for instance, if you have 5 different credit cards or car or whatever, and what you could do is make your regular payments on 4 of them, and on the 5th one that has the lowest interest, or excuse me, the highest interest, and or the sooner payoff date, put more principal on that to pay off that first loan or that first credit card or that first car. After that's paid off, then go to loan number 2, and that the money that you were paying on number 1, don't start using that for other things except to pay off number 2. So you'll be paying the monthly payment plus that extra, and then that helps build down or break down loan number 2. And then when number 2's paid off, then that money that you were using for number 1 and number 2 help pay off number 3. And it just keeps building up and building up to where you're debt free. And that can help with extra things with school. You can put it toward a house and pay that off even sooner. Put it in stocks, a 401, whatever you want. So that's my 2 cents on finances. And if you have any more questions on that, like I said, talk to a finance guru, the one that he is a professional in that, or she, and they can answer all of those questions that I'm just really skimming the surface on. Another question that was posted, what do you think of solar panels and real estate? Some people love solar panels, some people don't. I really don't have any expertise in that, so I can't answer the question. I know people that do sell solar panels that I can get you in contact with. I have some neighbors that have solar panels on their home, and they love it. So whatever you, if you have any more questions on that, feel free to message me, and I can send that information over to one of my friends. So hope all those questions were answered. You guys are awesome, and if you want another Q&A session, shoot me over some questions, and I'll send them over to you. Talk to you again, guys. Bye.